Did you really think that these Easter eggs, facts, and details of Demon Slayer were really done? Oh, no. We're just getting started, so strap in for more. And if you haven't watched up to episode 7 of Demon Slayer's The Swordsmith Village, then spoilers ahead. Episode 4 of Demon Slayer's The Swordsmith Village came with its own anime exclusive scenes, like the extended fight between Urogi and Tanjiro. Within the manga, this fight was much shorter, only a few exchanges between the Demon Slayer and the demon. However, in the anime, Tanjiro really gets slapped around, getting hit multiple times by the Joy clone before even being able to land a single blow. On top of that, the anime added this scene with Tanjiro running away to use as a momentum to springboard towards the demon, unlike in the manga where his attack seems to have come out of nowhere. One of the standout cast members in this season is Genya. With Bakugo's voice actor, Nobuhiko Okamoto, he's fast become one of the fan favorites with everyone, and I can share the same sentiment. In episode 4, we can see him strike an epic pose to let Aizetsu know that he's Genya Shinagazawa, and he will be the last face you see. This scene had two major points, one of which, when he was striking a pose, it wasn't in the manga, so it was definitely an anime exclusive. On top of that, when he was saying his name, it was a literal play on words, as his name, Shinazu, is written with a character for immortal. Seeing that he's so hard to kill, it's not very difficult to realize the connection. Another big change of episode 4 of the Swordsmith Village comes closer to the end. Under normal circumstances, anime episodes follow a specific path based on the manga, but here we saw Demon Slayer make some huge changes. Within the manga, after the initial defeat of Nezuko and Tanjiro within chapter 110, we were supposed to catch up with Muichiro and Kotetsu. Instead, we skip ahead a full one chapter to 112, showing the attack of the demon fish on the Swordsmith Village, followed by another skip where we go back another one chapter to the end of chapter 111, when Mitsuri would finally make her way to the village. The fun thing I love about Demon Slayer is that Ufotable always animates scenes that we thought were pointless or we wouldn't get. But more than that, they make scenes much clearer than the manga, one of which comes from episode 6 of the Swordsmith Village, when Nezuko was freed from the rubble. In the manga, it wasn't really clear what happened. I even thought that it was Genya who had attacked Nezuko for a moment. I'm glad that was cleared up, showing Tanjiro was the one to get her out of the rubble. Speaking of changes that made the manga make a bit more sense, with the exchange between Tanjiro and the demons, in the manga it didn't show Urogi until Tanjiro attacked him, slashing his wings and face. But in the anime, he was there attacking in the midst of Sekiru's onslaught, which makes much more sense seeing that the demon was desperate to prevent Tanjiro from finding its main body. In the manga, it also wasn't clear how Tanjiro knew that there was a fifth body other than just smelling it out. But in the anime, this was solved. It gave us a visual representation of the color codes for each of the clones, and showing that the fifth clone smelled similar, but the smell was a bit more faint. Also, Tanjiro first picked up this scent in episode 5 when Nezuko was saving him from Sekiru's attack. One thing I thought that didn't make sense was Genya's remarks as he was being attacked by Sekiru. He said he was dead and he couldn't regenerate his head. Yet when he defended Tanjiro against Aizetsu, it gouged out pieces of his body, and we can clearly see that his face was affected, with his cheek almost completely gone. But yet he was able to recover from this. Isn't his face a part of his head? And why is it that Aizetsu's attack mainly just poked holes in his entire body and not his face? I guess these are mysteries that will never be solved. Episode 7 of Demon Slayer saw the introduction of the real power of Hantengu with his hatred clone. But did you know that this episode only really adapted 2 manga chapters? That's right. Out of every episode of the Swordsmith Village, this was the only one to essentially adapt 2 chapters and 2 pages. Chapter 116 and 117 were the main focus, but it also adapted the last page of chapter 115 and the cover page for chapter 118. If you'd like to see the breakdown of this, I have a video on my channel which compares the manga to the anime, so check that out. Speaking of episode 7, since it only adapted 2 chapters, it had additional minutes to get some anime exclusive scenes in. One of which was when Zohakuten attacked. He came out swinging with some epic wood dragons. In the manga, this was only a few panels, but the anime was much different, which also saw some changes to the dragons' designs themselves. Some of which are that there are branches with leaves twisting around the dragons. But more than that, Tanjiro dodging the dragons in midair. This was an anime exclusive. Something that one of the members of our community mentioned is that in episode 7, Genya's clothes had no holes in them. How is that even possible? This could also be a subtle hint to his powers. Now, if we track back, we can see that he's had a pretty substantial bulk up since the final selection. Next was when he regenerated his tooth. And then there's a rumor that he hasn't eaten since the Butterfly Mansion. All symptoms of demonification, meaning that he can recover from certain injuries. But not only that, Some demons have the ability to generate their own weapons from their flesh, and even their own clothes, as seen with Daki. So it's safe to assume that Genya's clothes are also regenerated from his demon abilities. Another anime exclusive scene from episode 7 was that of Tanjiro's second dialogue with his confrontation with the demon Zohakuten. This was after the midpoint of the episode. None of what they said here to each other was in the manga. This was done to emphasize the demon's personality and how it thinks. He thinks he's in the right and that demon slayers are the bad guys. They kill the small and weak. This of course doesn't go over well with Tanjiro, and he clashes with the demon over their different ideologies. One thing that was omitted from the anime was the explanation of Zohakuten's power. Hantengu has always been a demon that evolves when he was cornered, and Zohakuten is the latest of his abilities. It's implied that this is the first time the demon has showed his face. Many demon slayers would have already died to his initial primal emotion clones. Hantengu was about to be killed, so his anger clone evolved into hatred by absorbing the other 3 clones against their will. And he's amazing in so many ways. The drums on his back allows him to control his wood and wood dragon attacks, being able to spit out wind, lightning, and sound attacks, which are all incredibly powerful. But there's more to this scene. The anime exclusive between Tanjiro and the hatred clone didn't just end when the scene cut. It actually extended into Gyoko and Muichiro's scene, with the demon just standing there and taunting Muichiro. This of course wasn't in the manga, and funny enough, this scene was also in the previous episode, so might as well fill out this one as well too, right? The scene would only catch up with the manga when Muichiro starts talking and tries to escape from the water pot prison. There is one fact that I'll spoil. All the Hashira are currently subscribed to Varistudiostv, and they're doing tryouts, so if you don't want to miss out on your chance to become a powerful Hashira yourself, hit that subscribe button with notifications on. Another thing that I noticed is that Haganezuka has got one of the most shocking face reveals of all time in anime, and if you know anything about the internet, everyone loves a good face reveal. When Haganezuka's face was revealed, the entire internet went up in a blaze. He was the first swordsmith for us to see their entire face. The only other person that's come close to this was Kotetsu. This man looks like he's faced off with many battles and has the face of a true samurai. Well, at least that's how he looks anyways. I wonder what he could have been as a demon slayer. I'm sure in time that the internet will come up with some fan-drawn art. Let's talk about Pepe-le-CGI-Fish for a moment. It actually appears twice in the manga. The first scene should have been in the shed when Gyoko was attacking Haganezuka for him not paying attention. The anime actually changed this up a bit to water attacks. I guess they figured that a bladefish would be too much. But anyways, he was given a major upgrade in the anime, and I loved what Ufotable did to it. For some reason, I just have a feeling that he'll cook me a nice French dinner and speak with a great Italian accent. I just love this damn fish. I think this is the first time I'm correcting myself in one of these, but in the first episode of these Easter eggs, I said that Muichiro's father wasn't seen, when in fact he was. And it's only that I didn't notice. After rereading the chapter, I realized that my mind probably thought this was someone else, or someone related to him in all honesty, which I have no idea why it did that, but there you go, a correction. This is indeed Muichiro's father. He has the same color eyes as Tanjiro, and they pretty do look alike, don't they? A lot of people even think that Muichiro and Tanjiro are distant relatives, but who knows, maybe future episodes will let us in on some more insight about this. Want to learn more amazing facts to level up your Demon Slayer knowledge? Click on one of the 2 videos on your screen right now, or join me again for the next Demon Slayer video. Peace out, stay safe.